Hey team, welcome to this 30-day video challenge where I'm going to release 30 games in 30 days. These games are games that you can play with your team at any time. Some of them include skills, some of them include conditioning, and honestly, some of them are just tag games that you can play with your team. So make sure you tune in every single day this month where I'm going to release a new video with a brand new game. And before we get started, I'm Coach Hart, this is Building Better Baseball, and this is the best place for baseball education. So let's get into this 30-day video challenge. I'm super excited to bring you these games. Let's get started. Hey team, welcome to day 23 of this 30-day challenge. And today's game is not necessarily a game, but this is just some brain break ideas. I have 5 brain break ideas for when you're teaching situational baseball to young kids. Now, situational baseball, when they're all standing out in the field and you're trying to go over first and thirds and bunt plays and doing all these things about situations and trying to teach them the game, young kids have a very short attention span that I'm sure you're aware of. And they get lost very easily, especially when they're standing around and there's not much activity going on. However, situational baseball teaching is part of the game. It needs to happen. But these are 5 brain breaks that you can do literally in the middle of your situational teaching. Let's say that you're trying to teach first and third, and you're going, and then you all of a sudden you see people getting off task and kind of not paying attention to you or anything like that. These are 5 ideas that you can do to have them drop everything, focus on something else, do something active, and then come back and you can continue your teaching. So I'm just going to go through these 5 brain breaks and explain them, and hopefully you can use them in your next practice. So the first brain break is rock, paper, scissors, playing it with the position next to you. So let's say that you're going through first and third plays and you're kind of losing everybody. You're just going to say, all right, everybody, brain break, play rock, paper, scissors with the person next to you, best out of 3. So that way the third baseman and the shortstop, they would come together really quick. They would run together. They would play rock, paper, scissors 3 times in a row, the best of 3, and start listening to the situational baseball again. So this is a really quick game that you can play where if you're losing everybody, you can just say, hey guys, brain break, everybody drop your gloves, go run to the position next to you and play them in rock, paper, scissors 3 times. And then once they're done their game of 3, they come back to their positions, they're fresh, and they're ready to listen. So that's number 1 is rock, paper, scissors to the position next to you. So number two brain break is taking off their hat and trying to flip it on their head, right? So if you're going over bunt plays and you're losing everybody, you say, all right, everybody, brain break. Everybody drop your gloves and take off your hat and try to flip it on top of your head and try to get it on there as many times as you can in the next 2 minutes. Go! And then everybody will literally take off their hat like this, and they would try to flip it onto their head like this and try and see if they can get it on top of their head. So the kids have so much fun with that just because it's completely different. Who does that, right? So a little brain break is just have them drop their gloves, take off their hat, and try to flip it onto their head for 2 minutes straight. You time them and see how many times they can get it onto their head. So once after the 2 minutes is done, they put on their hat, they pick up their glove, their mind has gone somewhere else, and now they're ready to refocus on what you're trying to teach. So that's brain break number 2 is the hat flip on the head for 2 minutes, as many times as they can do it. So the third brain break is everybody puts their glove on their head. They go to the closest base. So second base would come to second, shortstop would go to second, third would go to third, first would first, right field would go to first base, center to second, left to third. They put their glove on their head and they sprint around the bases 1 time back to the original base that they were at, and they try to keep their glove on their head and not have it fall off. So you're teaching something out in the field and everybody's kind of losing it a little bit. You say, all right, everybody, brain break. Put your glove on your head, go to your nearest base. I'm going to say go. You're going to run around the bases 1 time and your glove is not going to fall off your head. If your glove falls off your head, just put it back on. Your goal is to make it all the way around the bases without your glove falling off your head. And honestly, when the kids put their gloves on their head, they think it's so funny, and it's just a really fun thing that you can do to kind of get their mind somewhere else. And then once they get back to their position, it's been like 2 minutes, and then you're ready to go back and you're ready to teach them. So number 3 is they put their glove on their head, they go to the nearest base, and then they run around the bases 1 time without having their glove fall off their head. Number 4 brain break is you are going to yell out a number position. So this is kind of like a little baseball quiz. This is good teaching for the younger kids, and it teaches learning the positions, the numbered positions on the field. So you're going to say out a number, and the whole team is going to have to run to that position of the number of the field. So obviously pitchers 1, 2, 3, all the way around, right? So if you say, all right, everybody brain break, run to position number 3, everybody on the field is going to have to run to first base. And once everybody's there, you're going to say, all right, everybody run to position number 7. And then everybody's going to have to run to left field, right? Everybody run to position number 6. They run to shortstop. And then you go through all 9 positions. They are running and thinking about, what's position number 1? What's position number 5? And they have to run to that position. Once everybody's there, you say another number. Once you get through all 9 positions, you say, all right, everybody go back to your original position. Everybody goes back to their original position, and then you get back into your teaching. So this is a really good one to test what numbers positions and teach what number positions are on the field for the little kids. And this is just a really fun way to just kind of get their energy out and get their focus back on what you are trying to teach. So brain break number 4 is yelling out a number position and having your entire team run to that position. It tests their knowledge of the number positions, and it gets them moving around in the middle of what you're trying to teach. And brain break number 5 is just a simple baseball trivia, right? So if you're losing everybody when you're trying to teach bunting, you can just say, all right, everybody drop your gloves, baseball trivia, and then just yell out literally anything that you want. Who has the most home runs in the MLB? Who is the best player in baseball? Who is, like, literally anything that you want. If you want, in the beginning of the season, just name off like 50 trivia questions that you can ask. And then at any time in any practice, you can say, drop your stuff, baseball trivia, and you can see who knows it, right? And like I said, it's just a fun way to get their mind kind of focused on something else and then bring them back. Because as I said in the beginning, the kids, they have a really short attention span, and especially in the situational baseball that needs to be taught, they lose focus very easily. So it's really cool and fun to just kind of break them off a little bit and then bring them back, right? Just so they're not standing there and just kind of losing focus a little bit. So these are 5 brain breaks that you can do when you're doing situational baseball teaching. These are really quick 1 minute, 2 minute activities that you can do to just kind of focus them somewhere else and then bring their focus back on situational teaching that you're trying to do. Hopefully you enjoyed this list. Remember, number 1 is rock, paper, scissors with the position next to you. Number 2 is the hat flip onto the head. Number 3 is put the glove on their head, run to the nearest base, have them run around the bases 1 time without their glove falling off. Number 4 is yelling a number position out on the baseball field and your whole entire team running to that position. You go through all 9 positions. And then the last one, just some simple baseball trivia. So hopefully you can find a way to incorporate this into your practice plans, and hopefully it kind of re-energizes your team if they're kind of losing energy and losing focus. So hopefully you enjoyed day 23. I will be here again tomorrow for day 24. See you there. So I hope you enjoyed today's game, and I hope I explained it in a way that you understand and that you can explain it to your team so you can incorporate it into your practices. This is just another game that you can add to your practice plans to have some fun during your practices with your youth baseball team. Before you go, don't forget to grab your free 2-hour practice plan. I made it just for you to help you out in your practice plans. And in the description below, you'll also see a free baseball equipment sizing guide. There's how to get more playing time. There's how to do batting practice. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I made for you for free. Be sure to grab it before you go. It's all down in the description. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, this is Building Better Baseball. I'm Coach Hart, and I'll see you next time.